recording artist, live entertainer. I mean, if you name it, he just about does it. He's also related to the DeBarge family. I had to get you with that one now. Like, so look, DeBarge, if y'all looking for like a long lost son or little cousin, y'all was like, where did he go? He down here in Houston. And sometimes he be in New York and in LA, but he is here, guys. I am speaking about the multi-talented, the dancing, the singing. Y'all, he will bust a split and turn a flip in one song. I mean, this is happening in 2025. Okay. My good friend, Weaux.
Hey, y'all.
Is here. Hey, Weaux.
Hey, Rosii.
You had to pause just for a minute because you're so joyful. You're so colorful. You're just so amazing. You're super talented as well, might I add. You literally make the audience stop, look, and sing along and say, wait a minute, what's coming next? Because you never know. You never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen with Weaux. But in all honesty, thank you for your creativity. Thank you for your confidence. Thank you for your pride in how you carry yourself in the way that you deliver with absolutely no apologies, okay? And he was like, how long is this interview going to be? Are we stopping, starting? What's going on? Let me know. But you're an artist. You're an independent artist. You're a DIY artist. So you have a lot of questions. And as you should, because I do too. And that's why we had this interview, to find out more about you, Weaux. When you think of your sound, how would you describe it?
I would describe my sound as funk pop, kind of like Prince meets Lizzo vibes, very queer-centric and just empowering for everyone.
When you think of empowerment, who are some of the people that kind of come to mind for you?
I think about Prince and just like the legacy of like love that he's left. And I got to go to Paisley Park a couple of years ago, and yeah, it was amazing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well,
and just
going to Paisley Park.
Yeah.
What was the most memorable moment that you have of that experience?
Oh man. Definitely seeing his shoe collection.
It was just something about the shoes, and I did.
Yeah, it was a limited time only exhibit of like all of his shoes, and they were just insane shoes, and I was just like, I want those, but also too small for me. I'm like, I love Prince, but like if I met him, like I think it'd be really weird just because it'd be like, oh my God, this God is like in front of me, but also like he was probably like a full foot shorter than me because I'm like 6'1".
Like
So I'm sorry. Yeah, but no, I would still look up to him. I'd be like, bow down. Yeah.
Yes, you would definitely, yes. Now, okay. See how you
yeah.
that? I think when you think of like icons, especially as Prince, he's big on like creating his own music. When you're writing your music, like what kind of setting do you have? Do you just write music anywhere, or do you have to be in the studio? Like, how do you create your music?
Well, I mean, the seed for a song is usually like the main hook and like the chorus, and like the concept for it kind of comes into my head at just like random times, just based on my like life experiences, or like something somebody says. So like my song Checklist Kind of Love, the original inspiration was like 4 years ago, and my aunt, she had always been like, I never want to get married, never want to have kids, yada, yada, yada. And then all of a sudden she was like, okay, I'm ready. This is my checklist. This is what I'm looking for in a husband. I was just like, oh, well, okay. Yeah. So then I was like, oh, well, that's interesting. You have like a checklist, and what's on my checklist? And then that kind of like came into my head, and I was like, checklist kind of love. And then that was like the little seed. And then I just started watering that seed every day, just in the morning. I have my little music time at my home studio, and I just wake up and spend like 30 minutes to an hour just kind of playing with ideas, creating like the drum loops and laying down my keyboards and my synth bass and everything like that. And then I, start doing demo vocals and that kind of stuff. And then once I have like my concept together, then I go to an actual recording studio. When I was in New York, it was Pirate. That's like self-service recording studio. I always just go by myself and just DIY it because I just feel like more comfortable just running it myself because I don't feel like I have to be like on somebody else's time clock or whatever.
Yeah.
Also cheaper. So anywho's, but now that I'm here in Houston, I like to go to Band Barracks. They're an amazing recording studio here in Houston. They have self-service rooms, so I go over there, and I like to go over there to do my vocals, especially so I can just really like focus in on just vocals, not be at my house. There's like a lot of distractions and like weird other stuff going on.
Yeah.
And just like sing full out at the studio. So I'll do that. And then like for Checklist Kind of Love, I had like a horn section. So I wrote the arrangement for that. And then I found a friend.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Do you play any instruments?
Yeah. Keyboard is my main instrument. So I write all my songs on keyboard, and then I use that to like layer all sorts of different keyboard sounds like through MIDI. And I use Ableton, so that's like how I create my music. And then I don't really play drums, but I understand drums. And I know how to create like drum machine loops, and so I create all my own beats. And then with keyboard, I also lay down like my synth bass parts and like figure out what arrangements I want for like other instruments like brass and that kind of stuff. So that's what.
About we had an artist on here recently, Aliza Hava, and she came out with her own little saying, and I mean I definitely have taken it on. Indie DIY, like you're a true indie DIY, Aliza. You better trademark that. Girl. But indie DIY, like you're all of that. You're writing, you're creating, and then you take out the time to go into the studio for self-service.
Yeah.
Like at Walmart, self-checkout.
Self-checkout.
No, baby, I got this. Where's your self-service?
Yeah.
Give us some.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That's powerful. That is empowering because you are literally doing exactly what a lot of the icons did. DIY. Like they had it all, and they nurtured it, and they made sure that when they were in their environment creating, nobody else was there to bother them. You're like you say, it's all kind of stuff going on at the house. What are your self-service room at? It's quiet, it's me, it's just all creativity.
Yeah.
And you've been on the grind for a very long time.
Yes, I have.
It's definitely difficult when you think of having to push your music as an independent artist because you got to find that right space.
Yeah.
But space is very important. What age? Well, back up. What was it like for you growing up when you were a child?
Oh, that's a great question.
What was the household like? What was you listening to? What was Mama cooking in the kitchen?
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So I grew up here in Houston, Texas.
South side, north side.
Northeast, like
okay,
humble.
North
Yeah.
Side. Okay.
Humble. It's like humble, but you don't say the H. From Humble, Texas, but I love to brag. Anywho's. So anyway, I was in Humble and just very like comforting, like suburban, peaceful lifestyle. Like I didn't have a lot of super big issues. Like I was just like a very happy kid. I was like very much like a little fairy. Like I was always posing like this and like this for all my little photos, and like I was like Celebi, which is like a grass type Pokemon fairy creature for Halloween one year, and just like so and then Ollie student, I was like every teacher's like class pet and like golden boy, and just wanted to be a little shining star for everyone. And I'm half Louisiana Creole, half Mexican, so amazing food, always eating.
Party.
I eat a lot, okay?
The party is
lit. I don't look like it, but I do eat a lot. I'm one of those high metabolism hoes that people are jealous of. Anywho's, So then I grew up Catholic as well, and then like in middle school and high school, I started getting more into theater.
Okay. So you didn't start like playing any instruments or singing at a very early age?
I would just I was super inspired by like my girl pop idols like Lady Gaga, Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Beyonce, Shakira, and so like I would see them on TV and I was like, I want to be like that, and so but I would kind of keep it to myself. Like I would just be in my room, like with the door closed, just kind of dancing around, like singing, like lip syncing or whatever. And then like as soon as anyone would like knock on the door, or ask like what was all the commotion, I'd be like, oh, nothing, because I was just like, oh, I can't like be like them. I don't look like them. And I don't. When I was a kid, like I just thought like, oh, singing is just like a natural thing, and like I don't know how to do that, therefore I can't. But I was like, oh, I'll do acting because like I can do that, and so.
Right.
Then in middle school and high school, I started doing theater, and that started like opening me up, getting me out of my shell. And I went and bought myself a keyboard and like learned how to play that, just like self-taught on there, like with YouTube and stuff. And I started like doing musicals, and like I got into choir in high school, and I started doing voice lessons. So I started learning how to sing, and I was like, oh, okay, I can actually like learn how to do this. And then like in high school, I got more into my.
Question: were you singing soprano or alto?
Neither. I was singing tenor.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, because you have a high falsetto that is like out of this world.
Oh, thank you.
Stop it.
No, I do, but
throwing everybody to shame.
Yeah.
Throwing everybody to shame.
Yeah, no. I mean, I could, but I was also like, I don't know. I think a big reason why I was like shy about singing too is because like kids would be like, oh, you sing like a girl or whatever, and I would just be like, well, this is just how I sing. So yeah, it was just like I was like in this confusing environment where it was like, yeah, you know, express yourself in this area, but then like when you go too far, then you're like, oh, you're doing this like a girl, or like I don't know, a certain family member like barged into my room several times and was just like, you sound terrible, stop. And I was just like, oh, okay.
You better turn on
so
yeah,
so yeah, so it was like I had this very strong impulse, but then like a lot of like rigid structures around me that were just like keeping me in.
Yes.
And like I wanted to do like more professional acting stuff like when I was like in high school, and my family was just like, no, you need to finish school, and like we're not doing this right now. And like and I was great at school, and I'm great at that. But anyway, in high school got more into like my male icons, so like Prince, MJ, Bruno Mars, got me into all that old school funk stuff. And like I saw Get On Up like with Chadwick Boseman, the movie about James Brown, and I watched that movie so many times, and I was just like, yes, like that is like the energy I want to like bring to like my performances. And so and then I went to college in New York to study theater because I was still like, I want to be an actor. And so I went up there and discovered a lot about myself, many things, like my hair wasn't straight and neither was I. It was curly AF, and I'm queer as funk. And so I discovered
straight and neither am I. We done figured that out. Let's keep the party going, okay?
Exactly. Yeah. So then I started writing songs like when I was in New York, and I finally was like able to write lyrics that could like connect with people, because I realized like I wanted my purpose like as an artist to be like to inspire people to like be themselves and become that like superhero version of myself that I wish that I had seen when I was growing up. Yeah.
I mean, you literally took us through the true journey of your life without even really hitting some real parts that I saw you say, okay, so thank you for that. Thank you for being vulnerable, because I think that that's really important, because you, like you're saying, you didn't see people that you really you felt that you could relate to, but you just saw those icons living out and giving out that energy on stage, making you feel something that you wanted others to feel. And acting did that for you. I was a theater baby too. I ain't gonna
theater kids. It's good for everybody. It
is.
Yeah.
So my very first play, I was Mrs. Claus in Santa Sings the Blues in elementary.
Wow.
I remember.
Started early.
Child, listen. I was my whole house. And you couldn't tell me nothing with my little red stockings with the little white girls. Remember the white girl tennis shoes? Don't worry about it.
Okay.
But it's like they like kids. You know kids, right? KEDS, kids. Oh, child, listen. Okay. Okay. Well, I'll show you what the white girls in a minute.
Okay.
You know, so bad. This is going real bad. These were tennis shoes that they called the little white girls, and they But anyway, I just looked so. When I look at the video now, I'm like, why did y'all do me like this? Like, why was my hair like I had to look? Mrs. Claus looked nothing like that. It was just looked corny. I loved the play and I did very good. But before I realized it, from 5 years old all the way to 19 was theater. Okay.
Okay.
So when I reflect back on my life and how I see basically how I just flourished, I look at myself today and I was like, okay, wasn't nothing wrong with wearing little white girls' little red stockings. And look at you, where you are today.
Yeah.
You are flipping on stage, you singing falsetto, you busting splits. Everything about you is very theatrical. You bring it all together.
Thanks. Yeah.
And I think it even when you talk about your fashion sense, was fashion a big thing for you when you was a child, or was it just kind of like
yeah.
Air Force Ones? Did you wear Air Force Ones?
I didn't. Like I always had like a very particular like kind of shirt that I liked. Like once I got into middle school especially, I was like, I like shirts that have like, you know, like intricate like prints on them and like, you know, designs and stuff like that. And I was like, I don't like, you know, what everybody else is wearing. Like when I was in middle school, it was just Abercrombie this, like blue and white, plain, solid, like boring stuff. And I was just like, that's really boring. I don't really care what the brand says. I just want to like what it looks like. So I've just always been like, this is my style and this is what I do. And I think part of it for me was I just always felt different. And, like, not necessarily in a bad way. Like, I never say, like, yeah, I was bullied growing up or anything, because I kind of thought I was better than everyone else, to be honest.
Yeah, like, you could have sequin shirts. You could have showed them today.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wasn't, like, that out loud in your face with my fashion, like, as a kid, because I didn't have, like, those resources or anything. But, anywho. So then in high school, I went from, like, my public school in Humble to an all-boys Catholic high school here in Houston called St. Thomas. Okay. And so it was a very big shift for me. Academically, it was great. Like, I learned a lot. But at the same time, sort of in terms of fashion sense, it was very restrictive. Like, there was a dress code, like, only khakis or, like, dress pants or slacks, like, in these colors, and, like, only polo shirts or dress shirts, and, like, certain days, like, only black, you know, suit and like white shirt with like a red tie, and like only these shoes, like, and like brown, black. Yeah. It was uniform with like a little bit of space for, you know, personality. But so I definitely felt like super restricted in terms of fashion sense at that time. And so once I left that environment and went to college, I was just like, I can wear whatever I want. And I like exploded. Okay.
I love it. When did you realize that music was definitely going to be the it for you, like for life? Like you just knew that this is it. After college, when did that moment spark for you?
That's a great question. I mean, after I graduated from college, so it was 2020, graduated with a theater degree. Worst time to do that.
Oh my God, wow.
COVID, I graduated straight into COVID. Like, our senior showcase was like ruined, and just there was nothing, and I had to quarantine at home for like a year, and it was just a total mess. So I was just like stuck at home with nothing to do, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna keep writing my songs and doing that myself, because that's what I can do by myself right now. And I recorded my first EP called Woe Is Me, and it was more like confessional, kind of like looking back on my like past relationship and like heartbreak and everything like that. And so, I was doing that on my own, and I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna do this, because like this is what I can do right now, and we'll see if I go back to acting like after all this. And then moved back to New York in 2021. And there were so many restrictions. Like, Texas was on like the no-fly list. Like, I couldn't even go there. It was insane. Yeah. And I went there by myself and had to quarantine for like a month, and it was insane. But made it back there, and like got vaccinated, and things started opening up again. And so I was doing music stuff, and I got back into acting as well. And like for a couple years, I was really kind of torn, because I was like, I really want to do acting, and then like I also want to do my music, and like couldn't figure out like what I wanted to do more.
Everybody
And
was kind of like all
yeah,
over the place.
yeah. And I, like, people were asking me, you know, what do you want to do more? And I was like, I don't have to choose one. Like, I can do all these things. There's, like, people doing all these things, so I can do that too. And, like,
right.
you know, but
Don't put me in a
then,
box.
yeah, exactly. And so I was very, like, stubborn with that. Like, I'm doing all of this. And then, like, around, well, like, end of 2023, I finally, like, finished my first big music video for my song Serious Delirious. I had done like a whole crowdfund for it for like $2,500 that I got from donors and like super fans who really believe in me. And I got to do this whole big music video shoot at Come On Everybody. It's a club in Brooklyn in New York. And we had choreography, like a whole professional crew and everything. And it was just like my little day in paradise. And I was just like, this is just what I want to do. Like, this is everything that I want to do, all in one. And so after that, I was kind of like, okay, I think I really want to focus on my music and let go of acting. So it took a while. Like, it felt like a mourning process for me where I had to kind of grieve, like, okay, I'm really letting go of like this one of these dreams that I had in order to like put everything into something bigger for myself. And so that took a minute, but I'm really like happy with that decision because like instead of feeling like, oh, I got to do this audition, but I really want to be writing this song, now it's just like I don't have to worry about the audition stuff. Like I'm just writing my song and building my brand and my business, and then like I can do the Lady Gaga thing later where like, you know, she does all the movies she wants. So yeah, but
I totally respect the vision that you're literally laying out for yourself, because you're just making sure that it doesn't stop. The train doesn't stop. Like
Period.
it's gonna keep going, you know. And then you're also talking about like literally so recently with the COVID and how everybody was just like going through so many different things.
Yeah.
When you look at how you deliver your music on stage now versus when you first started, and what that graduation opportunity was like, and then going into COVID, beating all of the odds, okay? When you look at your shows, what do you expect for people to actually take from your performances now?
Yeah, so I mean, when I first started, I very much came from like a more confessional, like kind of intimate experience. It was kind of rooted in like theatrical solo performance where I would like do lots of like introspective monologues in between stuff.
Really?
And so I would kind of bring people like into my emotional world. And it was kind of more like a melancholic, like somber kind of quality to it. And I still like doing that for an occasional like ballad or so to kind of I always want to bring people deeper into something. But now I would say my shows are a lot more like fun and like flashy and in your face. And because it's just more fun, and that's what I'm doing now. So yeah, lots of like dancing, like you were saying. My dance style is pretty much rooted in like Vogue Femme meets like MJ. I would say is like my two big dance inspirations. I used to play like the Michael Jackson Experience a lot on the Wii, you know, with the little Wii remote.
No.
And I just kind of like inherited a lot of those poses and moves. So that's kind of my dance style, and I'm singing, you know, dancing around, trying to do the splits as you said. Still working on that full split. We'll get there one day. My own version of a death drop. Kind of bringing like a little bit of like a drag club kid aesthetic, you know. Always making the visuals interesting, giving you lots of like stage presence and like weird faces and like comedic choices and little like audience interaction bits.
Nice. What does your family say when they come to your shows and see you just like steal this like theatrical just being that's just making just all of this amazing these moments happen on stage? What does your family say?
Well, I have the most supportive family in the world now. Absolutely freaking love my family. And it's been like definitely a journey with them, like from when I first like came out, you know. It was like, you know, a lot to work through and everything, but I feel like I've definitely like used my art to like show everyone in my family and everybody who knows me, like, this is who I am in like my fullest, like most extreme form, and like showing people how happy I am, like, living in this form.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, everyone in my family has, like, really come around, super supportive, and it's funny because, like, yeah, even my grandparents love what I do. They love to see me perform. My dad is, like, super proud of me. And he came to my showcase performance at Springboard Houston. And, yeah, my mom has always been, like, a huge supporter of me. But the funny thing is, like, as I'm, maturing and growing as an artist, now I'm, like, getting more to the point where I feel like I can bring, like, my sexuality into things more and, like, bring that as part of, like, my lyrics or, my performances. And so it's always, like, a weird fine line when, like, my family's in the audience, like, I know they're there and, like, I'll be doing something sexual.
Can't sing that part.
But I'm kind of just like, this is my art. You came, like, it's going to happen. You know what I do. And they're just, like, okay with it. Like, at certain shows, like, I'm not doing as much anymore, but at certain shows I would do, like, a striptease reveal moment where I go into, like, this, like, red burlesque outfit.
What are you doing? Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. So, yeah. And my grandparents were just there and they were like, it was great. And I was just
Your mom was like, I know where he got that from. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, stop. All right, I'll be good. You know what? Here's the thing. Being an artist, there aren't any boundaries. There's no stoplights. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just either a green light or slow down. But either way, I'm coming, right?
Yeah.
I love even the fact that you talk about having support, because one thing about it, let's be honest, you have a lot of supporters that actually financially support you, not just by buying a single or not just by liking a post. You have supporters and fans that literally financially support you to help get your projects out. So you ain't gotta ask mom and them for money all the time. You're like, hey, don't worry, my fans got it. And let's kind of talk about that, because even with the team that works behind you, MIC as well, and again, the people that actually financially support your career.
Yeah.
This is huge. I mean, you talk about not just having a support team, you have a support squad. Like, you got the family over there, and then you got your fans like, I got you, here we go, what's next? Let's talk about how did you actually find yourself saying, you know what, if people want my music, I want my fans to help make it come to life. How did that come about? Who introduced you to that? And then let's also go into talking about MIC.
Okay, cool. So I have a really awesome support system of fans, like you said, and this whole community that we are still building is called the House of Weaux. And so, it's kind of like all these people are coming into my, like, chosen family of people that support me. And basically right now, I have some awesome super fans who are on my Patreon supporting me with a monthly donation every month. For people who join the diamond tier on my Patreon, I'm writing you a personal theme song. So basically, you'll send me, like, your name, what kind of genre and mood you want the song to be, what are some of your favorite songs, favorite artists, stuff about your story, like images that inspire you, pictures of you, anything else like I need to know about your world to write this song. And then I will write you, your own little personal theme song. And so I've had one person so far. His name is Raphael, and I wrote him a song called Diving Deeply, and it was really awesome. And he wanted to be like a kind of like 70s disco, kind of like I Will Survive, Last Dance kind of feel to it.
Nice.
It was really, really fun, and he loved it. And so I'm getting more into creating like custom couture experiences like for my fans and like super fans who like really want to support me. Also doing like custom merch for people. So like the main shirt from my Queer as Funk era, like it just says like Queer as Funk and it's like my silhouette and it says Weaux. But the custom version it'll say like you as Funk, so like whatever your name is. So like another one of my super fans' name is Mike, so it says Mike as Funk, and then it's his silhouette. So like I have them like send me a picture of them in a power pose, and then I turn it into like a black silhouette, And so it's like got his image on it, like his name on it, and says Weaux on the back, and it's a tank top, it's a little muscle shirt so you can work out with it. And so, yeah, I'm trying to, like, you know, bring my brand to it, but not make it all about me, and, like, make it more about, like, all about that specific person who's supporting me, because I'm so grateful for them. Yeah, and that's exactly what I do, like, as an artist, that, like, create these fantasies, and then I, like, put myself into it and, like, feel how that feels. So I want to create that experience for my fans and, like, let them feel what it's like to create this little fantasy and let them step into it. Yeah, House of Weaux, period. But to answer the rest of your question,
MIC.
Yeah. So basically, MIC is Musician Indie Coalition, and they are an amazing group that, you know, educates and empowers and connects independent artists. They have an online music business program that's really awesome. It's called The Blueprint, and it's just super in-depth, lots of, like, materials and courses and stuff to work through on building your brand as an artist, building your customer funnel. I'm getting very businessy now. I do have a business side. Yeah. I'm not here to play. You know, building your marketing, you know, everything you need to know about, like, navigating this industry as an independent artist. So highly recommend them, MIC Musician Indie Coalition, and it's run by Greg Ferraiolo and TJ Peterson, and they are just two of, like, the kindest, sweetest humans out there. I met them at Prohibition Bar way back in 2018 when I was first starting in New York. I was in college, first, like, exploring the independent music scene. I went to this open mic that was awesome, so I was performing there, like, cutting my teeth there, and I met Greg and TJ, and they invited me to be their test pilot for their new online program that they were just starting in 2020. So I was the first person to do that. I did the whole program, gave them feedback on it to help them, like, improve it. And since then I've done, like, a lot of music business coaching with them. Nice. And yeah, I love them and just call them up whenever I have a question. So
I love it. We also got a chance to see you at Springboard. You performed, you came by, you got a chance to hang out with Iconix Radio for it as well. So this ain't his first rodeo, y'all. Period. Okay, he's been rocking with Iconix Radio. Let's talk about really briefly how you came about finding Springboard and how much did it make a impact, or if it made an impact on you at all. Let's talk about Springboard. What was
it was amazing. It was so great. It was just like a whole week, really, where I just had to come in and, like, be my full self and just feel, like, normal almost, because I was just, like, with other independent artists, and, like, everyone was kind of dressed up and, like, doing their thing and showcasing their work and just being, like, very vulnerable and, like, putting our work out there in front of, like, industry people. And it was just a really awesome chance to connect with, like, industry people. And I mean, I feel like a lot of the reason that I've done everything by myself is, one, because I'm an Aries, and, like, I just, I'm just very stubborn, and, like, I just want everything to be done perfectly, and, like, I know exactly how I want to do it, so I'm just going to do it. But also because, like, I felt like a lot of doors have just been, like, closed, especially coming up in the COVID era, where just, like, I really couldn't meet anyone, and, like, it just felt like no one wanted to give me, like, the time of day or, like, the attention that I needed. So I've been, like, very kind of anti-industry in my mindset, where I'm just like, I'm just going to do it and, like, show all these people what I'm doing, and I, like, don't need your help. And now I'm kind of like, okay, like, I want to work smarter, not harder. And, like, I want to, you know, meet the right people. And I feel like I've been incubating all my stuff for long enough to where I feel like people are starting to, like, buy in more on an industry level. So, I found out about Springboard through Greg from MIC. He did a mentor panel there. So he invited me to come out for that. And he was like, yeah, it's in Houston. You're already there. Like, just pop up. And I was like, great. So, yeah, I applied. And I like also that it was selective. Like, it wasn't just like anyone who applied could go. It was just like, you know, you apply, we select you. And so that was really nice that I was one of, like, maybe 50 to 100 artists out of, like, 700 or so that applied to get in, which, I mean, why would I not? But, anywho, I've been, like, denied for a lot of things where I was just like, girl, what? So it's just like great.
No,
I'm going. Yeah. So I'm just.
Totally understand. And, and let me say this. That's necessary to have, especially in the world today, where no matter what you post, no matter where you go, no matter what you put on, no matter what you got going on, you're gonna have somebody that says no.
Yeah.
Like, what are you thinking?
Yeah.
Like, why?
Yeah.
Why you? And you like, whoa, why not? Why not me? And sometimes I feel like, I want to have that confidence. Most people just think, oh, you're just no, but sometimes I really want to just be like, what's your job, please, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's good to have, especially in the world that says, no, slow down, you can't do that. Why are you doing that? Keep that confidence, love.
Thank you.
Because that's why you're here.
Yeah.
That's how you got here. That's how you got to Springboard. That's how people are learning your name. That's why people are supporting you. Because you're putting it out there. Like, grab some of the confidence or go sit under the tree. Take the shade. Take the shade, baby, But where can people find you and support you, Weaux?
Yeah. So you can find me everywhere online, social media, Instagram, TikTok, at Weaux is me. That's WEAUX is me. And then on streaming everywhere, it's just Weaux, WEAUX, the one that looks like me, wearing this hat. And then my website is woeisme.com. You can support me on Patreon. It's just Weaux, WEAUX. Go buy my music. Join the House of Weaux. Period. And you're going to be able to hear me on Iconix Radio.
Hey! Don't forget that part. You know what? We had a meeting earlier. I was on the phone with one of my good girlfriends, Sarah from the Black Lotus Studio. And she was just talking. And I was telling her how it's very important for an artist, if they're doing anything related to your business, give that business a shout out.
Period. Yeah.
So thank you for that. See, that's why I'm here. It's about his business, okay? Business.
Yeah.
But hold on. Now I have to go here. Let me tell you why I gotta go here with you, because you said that you're mixed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
So what dishes do you be cooking? Because I know your house be smelling good.
Oh, yeah.
What do you cook? Because you got a little Creole, then you got a little Latino. What you cooking in the kitchen?
I hit the table, sorry. Okay. So, I mean, most of what I eat right now is Mexican because, I'm with my mom's family most of the time, at home. So, my abuelita, my grandpa. Yesterday was chile relleno. This morning it was chorizo, enchiladas, just everything.
This morning?
Yeah.
This morning? What?
I had chorizo, yeah. It's it's pork and egg and potato. It's good, yeah. That's why I can't leave home. That's why I'm in Houston right now. It's just the food, honestly.
Oh, okay.
No. Chile relleno yesterday. That was for lunch, yeah. But breakfast this morning. I know, yeah. So I'm really spoiled. I don't cook that much for myself, but I can make enchiladas. On my Creole side, I love my grandma makes chicken gravy rice and gumbo. Ooh. And every Memorial Day we have a big family reunion crawfish boil.
See, I was waiting for the family reunion or barbecue. Listen, call me because I know the food is hidden.
You are invited, for real.
Just let them know Iconix Radio will be in the building, and our family, Rosii and Anthony, will be there. And we'll bring water. We'll bring fruit bowls. I will bring some tea.
Oh, that's all too healthy. You gotta go for it. What else you got?
Bring a little fried chicken.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Bring a little fried chicken, little greens. I got you. Okay. We having too much fun. But listen, it's about that time. People can find you guys. Listen, just join. I am the House of Weaux. Join the movement. Be a part of a real independent artist that does not just self-checkout at Walmart. He goes to the studio and self-service, and you're an artist, you're a musician, you're a performer. You're everything. And he's a big ball of light, y'all. Well, listen, there's some more fun coming up with I Am Weaux. Weaux, that is. Weaux, you want to play a game?
Of course.
Guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back. Weaux is going to play a game with Rosii.
Oh.
See you in a minute. Glasses for the game. Glasses for the game. What's going on, guys? It's your girl, Rosii, and we are back with my good friend, my musical brother, the one and only Weaux. Well, it is time to play a little 2000 trivia, honey. And I think this is going to be so much fun.
Yay.
Now, you do have some help in the room, so if you need a little help, you can, talk to your people. Okay. And so I'm going to ask you a question, give you a few options, and you just give me the correct answer.
Oh,
okay?
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Glasses for the game.
Actually,
Ooh.
take them off.
What? You don't take them off.
Yes,
Let's take away the shade.
Yeah.
Take away the shade.
No too much shade.
All right, here we go. First question. Who released the hit single, Oops, I Did It Again in 2000? Was it A, Christina Aguilera, B, Britney Spears, stop looking at me like that, C, Jessica Simpson, or D, Mandy Moore?
Okay, who's the last one? But Britney Spears.
Oh my God!
No shade.
Shade!
I don't even need the answer choices.
I know, because you was
Britney
like,
Spears.
child. Okay, but that is correct.
Yeah.
Britney Spears. Okay. What major concerns surrounded January the 1st, 2000? Was it A, the internet crash, B, oil shortage, C, Y2K computer bug, or D, satellite explosion? Ooh.
C, it was the Y2K.
Final answer?
Yes.
You're correct.
I almost said internet crash because that's like kind of the same thing.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Y2K. Ah. Okay. All right. Now, what video game console released in 2000 by Sony? Was it A, PlayStation, B, PlayStation 2, C, Xbox, or D, Nintendo 64?
It was PlayStation 2.
Final answer? You're correct.
Okay. I was like, is it the first? Okay.
He don't need no help. He was like, this is my jam. Okay, all right. All right, here we go. Who was elected U.S. president in 2000? Was it A, my boy Bill Clinton? No. That's my people. That's my boy. B, George W. Bush. C, Al Gore. Or D, John McCain?
Sadly, it was not Al Gore. It was George W. Bush.
Dubs up, baby.
Honestly, bring him back. Like, I miss
Listen, like
George Bush. He
people
was just
don't.
like, okay. He was not like insane.
Everything's done
So,
big in Texas. You know, every
yeah.
time we step up, it's something, may not be all the way, but it'd be like, you cool,
Yeah.
Can
we just bring back, like, the normal Republicans? Like, I don't know.
Not the normal.
Yeah.
Can I get a man?
I want, like, Mitt Romney back, honestly. Like,
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Hey.
I mean, not for real, but, like, you know what I mean.
I feel
wasn't
like
scared for my life with Mitt Romney.
I don't know why this is like deja vu. You literally said, okay, give me some up top. I've been here before, guys. I'm telling you. Now, here we go. This is a good one. Which boy band released Bye 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 in 2000? Was it A, Backstreet Boys, B, 98 Degrees, C, NSYNC, or D, O-Town?
Okay, who's D again?
I don't know.
It was NSYNC. And yeah, that was in Deadpool recently.
This boy know his stuff. Okay, I'm gonna give you one more because no one has went straight across the board like so quick. Okay, here we go.
I'm an all-A student, so.
What?
I was an all-A student. I'm a nerd.
Here we go. What animated movie featuring a green ogre began production in 2000? Was it A, Shrek, B, he's looking at me like, for real, B, Monsters. C, Finding Nemo. Or D, Ice Age.
Obviously Shrek.
Obviously Shrek. That is correct.
Yay.
Oh my God. Whoa. I just want to say it has been so much fun just having you here at Iconix Studios. Man, you all right with me, Weaux. Golly, you my people. Now listen, before we get ready to go, any final words of encouragement you would like to leave to the listeners?
I would say be yourself and stay iconic.
Period. Guys, the one and only, the amazing, the multi-talented, the musician, the writer, the self-service himself, the one and only, Weaux. Guys, we'll see you guys soon. Don't forget you can hear and see Weaux right here on Iconix Radio up to 5 to 6 times a day. He's spinning right here on Iconix Radio. Springboard, we love you guys. MIC, keep making amazing artists like Weaux come to our viewers. And we love you guys. Rosii out. Bye.